Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mixing Business with Pleasure. We are your hosts, Gabby
and Mike.
We have an important announcement to make, and we wanted to share this with you personally. After a lot of deliberation, some hard conversations, and an emotional discussion, we've come to the conclusion that at this time we have to put the podcast on hiatus for a few months. We are incredibly busy with our business, Proofpoint Marketing, and we've realize that if we're going to continue with the podcast, which we most certainly want to, right now just isn't the right time. We have to focus. We have to pare down our activities that we're doing as husband and wife and with a small daughter and a growing business. And one of the things that we've realized is while this podcast has brought us so much joy and pleasure to produce and to be a part of, it is something that is taking up a lot of time, energy, and resources at the moment, and it's not mission critical to our business.
As Gabby said, it's something we've been kicking back and forth and deliberating on for pretty much this entire month. And we just decided that we need to take a break for a little while. We do plan to pick this back up probably toward the back half of the year, roughly. But in the meantime, we want to make sure we're not leaving you guys, our audience and community hanging. And what we are going to do, I think, which could be interesting for everybody, is give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, if you will, behind the curtain of Proofpoint, and show you and what it is that we're working on, how we're working on scaling our business while managing a family and a marriage and all that fun stuff. So more of a first-person view into that.
Some of the things that we intend to do over the next couple of months to keep Mixing Business with Pleasure as active as possible is we'll be paring down our social content for sure. That does take a lot of time and resources for us to do that. So that's going to be scaled back, but we do intend to share at least a few times a month. Like Mike said, we'll also release a monthly podcast, both audio and probably do some sort of video to accompany that. Maybe something like this, maybe a reel, maybe an IGTV, maybe something on YouTube. We haven't quite figured out the process yet, but it will definitely be an audio and video component. We're also going to be testing out Clubhouse, both for ourselves and for our business, but also as a way to maybe extend the community from Mixing Business with Pleasure on another channel, one that requires a little bit less resources and more about connecting with other business owners
in real time.
And husband and wife and couple of business owners in real time, like Mike said. So we do absolutely love our Mixing Business with Pleasure community and the brand and the vision and mission behind it. But as of right now, our main business is Proofpoint Marketing. And in order to really focus on our business and grow and scale, bring on new clients, bring on new employees, and really kick butt in 2021 from a really rough 2020 that we had, we just realized that we had to make this tough decision.
And speaking of Proofpoint and kicking butt in 2021, we're going to be putting a chunk of these resources, both time and money that we've been spending on Mixing Business with Pleasure, into producing a B2B marketing specific focused podcast for Proofpoint. So if any of you are listeners or have connections that are marketing leaders in the B2B space that want a platform and want to talk about very specific, actionable B2B marketing case studies, let us know. We'd like to have you on the show.
The show will be called Show Me the Proof and Get to the Point, and a little spin on our company name, Proofpoint. And luckily, because we've had the wonderful experience of starting a podcast from scratch with Mixing Business, we feel really excited to jump in to putting together another podcast that will more closely align with our business goals and helping to really grow and scale our company Proofpoint.
So with all that said, again, we're putting Mixing Business with Pleasure on, we'll call it temporary hiatus. We're going to be kicking off a new podcast. And in the meantime, we are going to be releasing monthly content that's more of an inside look at what's happening and how we're managing Proofpoint and family, things like that. Topic number one, we'll figure out the exact release date soon. But topic number 1 is going to be goal setting, both personally and for the business, and operationalizing those goals. So
in conclusion, we want to say a huge thank you to all of our listeners, everyone that has supported this podcast, that has made it a top listen on their downloads, that has subscribed, that have engaged with us on social media. We want to also thank our amazing guests, all 24, actually 48, because they were all couples, all 48 guests, 24 episodes that we've had. We have made some tremendous connections and tremendous, what I hope to be lifelong partnerships and friendships with many of the guests that have come on the show. We hope that everyone listening today and all of our followers will continue to engage with us on social media, continue to keep liking what we put out, and to wait for us to be back in your earbuds, hopefully by the end of Q2, Q3 timeframes.
with new guests.
With new guests, new content, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. So without further ado, we want to again thank you so much for being part of this community, for supporting us, and for understanding as we take a break to focus on our business.
Thank you, everybody.